In a world that teaches you to flee from conflict, to build walls around your comfort, and to curate a life where you are only surrounded by echoes of your own voice, there is a profound and ancient truth that is often deliberately missed. The person who challenges you, the one who opposes your every move, the individual you have labeled in your mind as your enemy, is not a curse upon your existence. They are, in fact, a disguised master, a teacher of the highest order. When you learn to fundamentally shift your perception, to see conflict not as a random disturbance to your peace but as the very path to cultivating an unshakable inner stillness, your entire reality transforms. The greatest and most formidable obstacle in your path is never the person standing in front of you, it is not their words, their actions, or their intentions. The true obstacle is the chaotic and untamed reaction that erupts within you. Your enemy, through their very existence, does nothing more than hold up a perfect, unflinching mirror, forcing you to gaze deeply into the parts of yourself you have refused to see. Their purpose in your journey is not to harm you, but to show you where you must heal. When someone insults you or questions your worth, your first and most powerful instinct is to analyze and judge their actions. You see their arrogance, you dissect their ignorance, you feel the heat of their aggression. But the timeless wisdom of the Shaolin teaches a different path, to look inward first, always. Before you ask, why did they do that, you must ask, why am I provoked? The enemy does not create the well of anger, insecurity, or pride that boils within you, they simply reveal its existence. It was already there, dormant, waiting for a catalyst. If you carry a hidden, festering wound of insecurity, they will inevitably press upon it, not because they are clairvoyant, but because the wound itself emits a frequency they unconsciously detect. If you possess an ego that silently starves for validation and praise, they will be the one to challenge it, to starve it, and to force you to question why you need their approval to feel whole. Their presence acts as a precise diagnostic tool for the health of your own spirit. Think of it this way, they are not the illness itself, but the undeniable symptom that finally alerts you to an inner imbalance that requires your attention. To be emotionally disturbed by another person is to be given a sacred map, pointing directly to the areas where you are not yet free. The real spiritual work is not to change them, to defeat them, or to make them see your point of view. The real work is to use this precious, albeit painful, opportunity to finally face and heal the part of you that is so easily triggered. A sword of legendary quality is never crafted in comfort or ease. It is born in the heart of the fire, purified by searing flames, and then relentlessly hammered into shape on the unyielding anvil. Your character, your inner spirit, is forged in precisely the same manner. An easy life, a path devoid of obstacles and surrounded by the constant, placating hum of agreement, makes the spirit soft, brittle, and untested. It is the enemy, the difficult colleague, the relentless challenge, that forces you to build true, authentic strength. They test the limits of your patience, not as a punishment, but as a training ground, compelling you to cultivate a deeper well of it. They test your most cherished principles, forcing you to move beyond simply stating them and into the realm of truly embodying them with unshakable resolve. They will relentlessly push against your boundaries, not to break you, but to force you to define them, build them, and defend them, not with reactive anger, but with the quiet, immense power of a mountain that cannot be moved. Every single confrontation, every misunderstanding, every perceived attack, is a divine opportunity to temper the blade of your mind. It is a chance to strengthen your convictions until they are no longer just ideas, but a part of your very essence. It is the only way to develop a profound resilience that cannot be given to you, cannot be read in a book, and cannot be bought. It can only be earned in the forge of adversity. You must learn not to resent the blacksmith's hammer. It is the very tool that is shaping you into something purposeful, brilliant, and unbreakable. To love a friend, to show affection to those who are kind to you, is effortless. It requires no virtue, no strength of character. It is a simple, beautiful transaction. The ultimate, most rigorous test of your spiritual development, however, lies in your ability to find and cultivate compassion for your enemy. You must understand this on a level beyond intellect. The person who acts with malice, who speaks with the poison of envy, or who moves with an energy of hatred, is not a person who is at peace. They are profoundly suffering. Their external actions are never a reflection of their inner strength, but rather a desperate, tragic cry from their own inner turmoil. They attempt to spread darkness into your world because they themselves are lost within it, and your light is a painful reminder of what they have lost or never found. Seeing this truth does not mean you must tolerate their destructive behavior or allow them to harm you. But it allows you to transcend the primitive and draining cycle of resentment. It elevates you to a space of higher, more powerful understanding. Can you look at them and see the frightened child behind the snarling adult? Can you perceive their deep-seated pain behind the poison they spew? Can you hold your ground, protect your peace, without allowing hatred to take root in your own heart? This is the daily practice of a true spiritual master, to face hostility not with more hostility, which only feeds the fire, but with a clear, calm, and compassionate mind that acts as a cooling water, extinguishing the flames. Furthermore, your enemy is the perfect, and perhaps the only, teacher for the essential art of detachment. They will not praise you. They will not validate your existence. They will rarely, if ever, approve of your choices. And in doing so, they offer you a profound and priceless gift, the opportunity to find your sense of worth entirely and completely within yourself. For as long as your inner peace and happiness depend on the approval, validation, or praise of others, you are not free. You are a slave to their ever-changing opinions, a puppet whose strings are pulled by their moods and judgments. The enemy, in their relentless opposition, cuts these strings one by one. They force you to anchor your sense of self not in the shifting sands of external praise, but in the unshakable bedrock of your own internal truth. Through your interactions with them, you learn, viscerally, that your peace does not come from winning their acceptance, but from completely detaching from the need for it altogether. They teach you that you can stand tall, rooted in the soil of your own values, even when the world outside of you is a raging storm of criticism and disapproval. This, and nothing else, is the meaning of emotional sovereignty. It is the realization that your inner state is your kingdom, and you are its sole, benevolent ruler. So you must begin to see that the enemy is not a figure to be defeated in an external war. They are a puzzle to be understood in an internal exploration. Their ultimate role in the story of your life is not to bring you down, but to show you, with perfect clarity, what you must rise above within yourself. They are the necessary friction that polishes the mirror of your spirit until it reflects pure light. They are the sacred weight in your training that builds your spiritual muscles. They are the encroaching darkness that forces you, finally, to find and ignite your own inextinguishable inner light. When the day comes that you can look upon the person who has caused you the most pain, and in the profound silence of your own mind, genuinely and silently thank them for the lesson, for the strength they forced you to build, for the compassion they forced you to find, for the freedom they forced you to claim, you will have achieved a level of mastery and peace that few ever know. You will understand that the final enemy was never them. It was the untamed, unhealed, and undiscovered part of yourself that they so painfully, and so perfectly, revealed. And for that divine revelation, they are, and always will be, your greatest, albeit most unwilling, teachers.